Hi, I'm Hetal Ghandi and I'm the HR coordinator at Tideway. Black History Month for me is an important time to celebrate and raise awareness on forgotten or edited history and the people that make up our history, because how can we properly understand ourselves and where we come from without understanding our history? A prime example of this is an event I went to at the Royal Institution last year. They hosted a diversity challenge event, and the all the answers were people who were either women or BAME, and it was all science based. So you were able to see the contributions that had been made over history by these groups of people. And this to me was particularly important as well, being someone from an Indian heritage, because you could see the contributions that they'd actually made, and it wasn't like they'd never offered anything at all. One of and this kind of ties into the cultural aspect as well, and how important that is to me in terms of the food that's eaten, the language that's spoken, and the importance of being able to speak it and understand it, even if you might not speak it that often. I always felt that it was important to be able to understand it as well, because if for no other reason than when you're in the room with other people and they think you can't understand, then they'll like to have a bit of a chat about you. Yes, that has happened. Um, and one of the other things as well that I found that was quite important is more when my niece and my nephew were born, it was a way for them to help them identify with their culture and like the family history as well. Um, so one prime example of this is obviously aunt, but we don't use that word aunt in the English word aunt. We use the Gujarati words because we're Gujarati. So I'm Hetal Masi, and so they have to learn all the different word terms for Masi, um, or aunt, sorry, depending on how the individuals are related to them, just because it's an important part of where they come from. From a role model point of view, I struggle to think of one specific person, because I think you can find role models in lots of different aspects of life. For me, I think a general kind of rule of a good role model is someone who'll just not necessarily accept the status quo. Someone who'll go in and be like, well, do we have to do it like this? Why not try doing it a little bit differently? Because otherwise, how do you evolve and how do you change if you just don't try and do something differently? And that is why Black History Month is so important, so that all the Black lives throughout history who have made a change are remembered and can inspire future generations. Prime examples are Katherine Johnson, Mary Jackson, and Dorothy Vaughan, who were mathematicians at NASA in the 1960s, to now where Dr. Maggie Adram Pocock is a space scientist, promotes STEM subjects in school, and is a presenter at Sky at Night.